Hi everyone, this is Dan Poff here from Ignitar. I'm the channel sales manager. Firstly, I'd just like to welcome you all and thank you for joining this webinar on SAP Business One and the cloud. Thanks to Milner Browne for inviting us along to speak with you guys today. So briefly, what we're going to cover today is I'll give you a bit of background on myself and the company. We'll go through what exactly I mean when I talk about the cloud. We'll talk about some of the challenges that the cloud can help alleviate that you might be facing in your business, and some of the benefits the cloud can bring when you decide to move that way. I'm going to introduce the new offering ourselves and Milner Browne have launched. And then briefly we'll speak about how this has worked for a customer, a previous customer of Ignitar, and some of the challenges it's helped them face. And we'll have a small demo of the cloud itself, and then we will take some questions and answers. So firstly, you may have heard you may not have heard of Ignitar, but we've been partnering and working with Milner Browne for 5 years now in total, under many different guises. Originally Gemini, we worked with Milner Browne to provide infrastructure for them, for their general IT needs. We then, about 3 years ago, decided to build our own cloud environment and offer that in to customers like Milner Browne and their customers themselves. So we formed a strategic partnership with Milner Browne to offer our services into their customers, such as yourselves, and that is where Ignitar came from. So essentially, Ignitar is a SAP Business One specific cloud provider. We work with partners like Milner Browne to offer our services to the customer. So we'll get onto the main guts of the presentation. So what is the cloud and why should I care? So essentially, the cloud refers to the way the software is delivered. From your email, maybe it's Office 365, to ERP and your SAP Business One application. So you're connecting over the internet. Essentially, the cloud removes the need for you to have servers on site in your offices by instead allowing you to connect securely over the internet to a fully managed server infrastructure housed in our data center. So your users will run all their own applications, inclusive of the operating system, the storage, the backup on our cloud infrastructure. Essentially what it is, it's similar to your utilities. What we always say to our customers when we're speaking to them is, you know, you don't build a power plant on the top of your building to turn the lights on every morning. So why do you need to build a comprehensive server infrastructure to run your SAP implementation when you can simply plug into the cloud over a secure internet connection and access exactly what you need, rather than building a giant power plant to only use 5% of it? You can just plug into the cloud and use and pay for exactly what you're consuming. It also removes the traditional headaches of, which I'm sure some of you have experienced, of managing servers on premise, and it effectively outsources the procurement and the management of your IT to a third party such as ourselves who have experience in running SAP Business One in the cloud. This offers your business to transform how it and its people work. However, there's always a but. It is important to ensure that you're implementing the correct flavor of cloud to suit your business. So there are a number, and you probably heard different distinctions between public and private and hybrid, so we'll just cover them briefly now. Public cloud essentially is constructed using pooled or shared resources, physical resources in the data center in a multi-tenant cloud environment. So this allows you to benefit from larger economies of scale, but again, maybe lacks some flexibility or some, it can be difficult to customize this to meet your exact business needs. The private cloud is built with reserved resources for your specific SAP Business One implementation. Your cloud environment is accessible only by you and can offer unrivaled levels of performance and customizability. And then hybrid cloud, which always tends to kind of muddy the waters and confuse people a bit. But as the name suggests, it is a hybrid of both what we just spoke about, the public and the private. And it can also combine a cloud solution with a traditional on-premise solution, or it can be, as you probably heard, combining two cloud solutions, such as running your SAP Business One on our cloud and availing of services such as Enterprise from Milner Browne or other applications like that will speak to the two systems will need to have access to each other and speak together. Can all be done in a hybrid cloud solution. So the why should I care? Hopefully by the end of the next couple of slides, you'll have a reason and you'll see why you should care. We'll go quickly through some of the challenges you may have faced. Some may be more familiar with you, some may not. So kind of when we're looking at the challenges, we need to look at what kind of defines a modern organization these days. So in my view, and what I've seen from speaking with a lot of different SMEs, throughout Ireland, the UK, and even across Europe, what defines a modern organization now is they're dynamic, they're ever changing. Things are moving very quickly now, so businesses need to be able to keep up with the change and react quickly. They're often in dispersed locations, be it with mobile users, or they are, have a number of locations across different territories. Now, modern organizations have greater access to global markets, so we're trading across the globe, or we're partnering with different companies from the other side of the world. And again, mobile users, there's a big influx of our traveling salespeople using iPads, iPhones to access systems, or people working from home or on the road. And companies now are also trying to be a lot more strategic and innovative and thinking about what's next for their business, rather than what we've just keep plodding along and doing what we're doing. Companies are always trying to look for what's next and what can help me grow and help my business grow. So some of the challenges with that and trying to keep up with that, with the growth and the dynamicism of the modern organization becomes, especially with IT, we have large capital expenditure for projects we're working on. We need to have a scalable infrastructure. So if we're growing through acquisition or anything like that, we need to ensure that, it's hours and days rather than weeks and months to grow our IT systems. Challenges, as we spoke about, working from anywhere is a big challenge for people now. The management of mobile users, if we're allowing our traveling salespeople or our people working from home, there's a big burden on IT to actually manage those mobile users. Application lifecycle management, so looking at migrating from SQL to HANA, or ensuring that we're always on the next level, or we're not missing out on any functionality, can become a challenge now with new patch upgrades or anything like that. There's always new features released that can have great impact on our business, and we don't want to be in a position where we can't upgrade, or we're too many versions behind. Skill sets, again, speaking on HANA specifically, Linux may be unfamiliar to a lot of IT teams or IT professionals working in the SME. So that can be a challenge to upskill your employees to deal with these new technologies. And again, your in-house IT team, do they have the time to look at these strategic and innovative products that you want to roll out, or projects that you're kicking off, or are they doing their day job fixing user issues, general machine, printer, server issues? So why go to the cloud? So hopefully some of the challenges above can be helped and alleviated by moving to the cloud. So what we're looking at is, the large CapEx projects don't need to be CapEx anymore. We can move from a CapEx to an OpEx expenditure model easily. ensure that we can pay for things across months rather than a large upfront investment, which can often scare off the finance team when you go looking for budget to roll out a new project. The cloud can help reduce maintenance costs on hardware, as you know, this is a pure outsourced model. You're not running the power, the cooling, electricity into the server racks anymore sitting in your office. So you'll reduce your hardware maintenance costs, your warranties, your antivirus on servers sitting in your server room. That's all outsourced. That's all included in the price. The cloud, again, is flexible and scalable. 8 months, 9 months is a long time in business. Things can change very, very quickly. So it's important that you have an IT system that can flex and change with that. It's difficult to know where 8 months ago, we might not have known where we were at this stage. We might have doubled in size, and that can be a real burden on IT. If an on-premise IT system, whereas the cloud can easily scale to fit exactly what you need. And again, that kind of ties into the speed of deployment. So it allows the cloud allows your IT team to react quickly to business change. It allows project timelines to be greatly shortened on the IT side of things, and allows your IT team then to focus on the core project activities. So it allows your SAP implementation or upgrade to focus on the application testing, the application upgrade itself, rather than worrying about whether a server is in place, whether it's the right size, or certified hardware for SAP Business One. That is all taken care of on the cloud solution. Again, we spoke about the mobile workforce and management of mobile users. So with the cloud, it allows you to work from anywhere, anytime, and on any device. So again, that means that we can access the application on our iPads, on our iPhones, on our desktop browser, just working from home, working across the road in Starbucks, getting a coffee. It really does allow great mobility and access to the application whenever the users need it, and not when the office is just open. Which can be great, and is one of the main benefits of the cloud. Again, the centralized management, so it eases the overall burden on your IT team, or on whoever is in charge of looking after your IT. The cloud it again is an outsourced model, so that's all taken care of. It's looked after by ourselves. We create the users, we look after the password changes, everything like that. And it comes into our help desk and is looked after by ourselves. Business continuity and disaster recovery. So the solution we've built out has multiple layers of resilience in it. So, it's an enterprise class solution, and we can offer that out to the SME because of economies of scale and our experience in delivering the application. So it means you don't have to go and make the investment on a specific business continuity or disaster recovery solution. You can plug into our cloud or another cloud and gain those benefits straight away. And that also comes from a flood in the office or something, power goes in the office. You can pick up your device. You can walk to the nearest coffee shop with access to good Wi-Fi, and you can log on securely and remotely there and continue working. Or you can, God forbid, have to send your users home for whatever reason from the office. They can all log on their home PCs or on their home laptops and continue to work that way, which is again a big benefit. The cloud also comes with all the backups of your SAP database managed by ourselves. So we take backups nightly and weekly, monthly, and we can tailor those backup plans to suit your exact requirements. But again, that's another headache that's taken away from you and is managed by your outsourced cloud provider. And we'll speak about the SAP patches and upgrades a bit more now in the next slide. So what we've done, and this is kind of introducing our new offering, the new offering from Ignitar and Milner Browne, is, as you can see from the quote here, for a simple monthly subscription, what we'll do is provide you with a software solution to manage your critical business processes in a cloud-based environment. So your SAP Business One cloud will be fully maintained, patched, so you benefit from the latest technology. You'll enjoy all the benefits of a managed cloud solution, allowing you to simplify your day-to-day operations of your IT team, and will all be taken care of by ourselves. This will be a tailored solution, so you'll deploy quickly with essential functionality, and it will be able to be tailored to any requirements for third-party add-ons or other applications that will speak with your SAP Business One implementation. It will be a flexible and scalable solution. It will mean that upgrading to the latest version of SAP Business One becomes much easier and much more cost-effective. The transparent cost will mean that you'll maintain control with one simple payment that covers the platform, the service, and support at a per-user cost, and will allow you to avoid large capital investment required by some more traditional implementations or upgrades. You'll be able to stay in touch with the latest ongoing innovation and stay current by this solution will be automatically maintained and updated, and will deliver you true application lifecycle management, and again, all for that per user cost. There'll be world-class security provided. You'll be able to rest easy knowing that your data is protected in our secure Tier 3 data center, which maintains an array of physical and network security protocols and is ISO certified. Again, as we mentioned, you'll be able to access from any location on any device and at any time to enable your workforce to log in remotely and work on the go. And the business continuity we spoke about, our enterprise level platform will give your environment added levels of resiliency and availability. So that is what we're here to speak about, was our offering. Essentially it is making SAP Business One HANA more of a SaaS-based application, allowing you and your users to stay current, stay on the latest upgrade or patch level and upgrade level, and to make sure that you're gaining all the features from SAP Business One that will help your business. And doing that for a small per user fee, and ensuring that everything is wrapped up into a bundle for you and for your users. So what I'll do now is speak briefly about a customer's journey. A customer of ours that has implemented the cloud solution. We'll look at where they were, some of the decisions the items they wanted to look at when they were making their decision, and what the cloud has done for them and where their business is at now. So initially they invested in SAP Business One SQL with 25 users. They had an aging on-premise infrastructure, which was, very creaky and not reliable. It often crashed or failed and let them down and had to be restarted. They were growing quickly, so they had quick growth through acquisition of a number of businesses. So, that was expected to grow and continue to grow. They had really, as we mentioned, their hardware performance and reliability issues, not just where was it crashing, but constantly the system wasn't performing to the user needs. And, obviously that makes it very frustrating for users. And very frustrating for anyone who accesses or has interactions with the system. So they kind of looked and said where to go next. So they initiated a tender process to look at a cloud solution, to look at something to solve these problems for them. So some of the considerations that they had when they were looking at this was they had multiple locations across the UK. They wanted to make sure that the total cost of ownership across 5 years, what was the best solution for them, what was going to make sense from a financial perspective over a 5-year period. They wanted a real focus on the application performance and innovation. So, you know, they wanted to be able to stay up on the latest technology and ensure that they weren't missing out on any features or benefits that might be coming down the line. Again, they wanted to roll in, they wanted a solution that rolled in certain levels of business continuity and disaster recovery. They needed their solution to be scalable again, as we mentioned, for they had planned further acquisition and they knew the business was going to be growing. They wanted some top-level application and infrastructure support. So they wanted people, and again, this ties in with the last point, knowledge of application. They wanted a team who knew the application, who worked with a partner, who worked with Milner Browne, who worked with SAP before, and who had the knowledge to implement this solution on the cloud properly. So where they are now, once they decided to go ahead with the cloud solution from us, they now have no single point of failure. So the cloud is centrally managed and is accessed by all the branch locations and all the mobile users with no single point of failure. They have a scalable solution. So they've grown from 25 users and the solution has grown with them and now still fits their business just as it fit them for 25 users. They have the ability to test and innovate, and that also meant they were able to test new solutions or new add-ons or integration that they wanted to use, and they were able to test that on on a much easier level on the cloud with help from ourselves. Ease of upgrade, they were easily able to move from SQL to HANA and to continue to upgrade on HANA. They had a comprehensive support plan. So there's a 24/7 help desk for all cloud issues, for priority 1 issues run by ourselves in Ignitar. So that was key to them. So knowing that there was always someone on hand if there was an issue to fix their cloud solution. They had massive increase in application performance and availability. So that was huge for them as well. The users had confidence in the cloud solution because it performed and it allowed the application to perform at its best. And again, it was centrally managed, and we looked after it in conjunction with one of their members of their IT team, but again, outsourced to ourselves, and meant they were able to rest easy, focus on their actual value-adding work and innovation and items like that for the IT team. So they were very happy with their solution. And this is, there may be bits where you say, oh, well, I don't have, a number of locations, or, I'm already on the latest version. These are just a number of things. This is, not a typical customer. But again, there are no real typical customers with SAP Business One. Everyone's environment is different. Everyone has different add-ons. But what we find is a lot of these benefits, a lot of these challenges that we spoke about earlier are the same for a lot of customers, maybe just in a different way. And the cloud helps to alleviate a lot of those benefits or a lot of those challenges and bring a lot of those benefits in for every customer we've dealt with. So, if there are items of this where you say, this might not be relevant to me, that's okay, but there are plenty of benefits here to be had for every business, every shape and size. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to hand over to my colleague Jonathan, who is going to show you a brief demo of our cloud system. And once he has done that, we'll be able to take some questions from you guys. So thank you very much.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining our webinar on cloud. My name is Jonathan Browne. I'm Managing Director of Ignitar. So now I'd just like to move on to a quick demonstration of SAP Business One on the cloud, and I'll just illustrate the login process. So we have an icon here on my desktop. We launch that, and effectively that's connecting to a session that's running in our secure data center. So as normal, it challenged me for a password. And I enter the password, and up comes a standard desktop. So everything that's happening here on the screen is essentially running down in the data center, and it's only the screen grabs that are coming up and down the secure connection over the internet. Our SAP Business One client here, and when I open that, and again, it challenged me here. So you can see a demo database that I have loaded here. So I put my username in and my password. That essentially launches the application. So we can see the toolbar coming up across the top, and shortly the widgets will present themselves on the desktop. So you can see now the widgets are essentially presented. So what I'll do is I'll just run through some common functions within SAP Business One so you can see the responsiveness of the application. I can load up an AOR invoice there. It's giving me the option to add one. So even if I just go back to our last entered and run a PDF export of same. You can see there that has created a PDF of the invoice, which we can then obviously email out to our customers or whatever it might be. Again, we just close down those two windows there. Go over to our menu item. You can see a full list of all the Business One menu items here. And indeed, we can go in and search for a business partner. We search for all. You see a list there of all of the customers that are set up in this database, demonstration database. So if we choose microchips there, for instance, we can again go back to our home screen and do an enterprise search for microchips. And we can see it there searching for every instance where microchips are mentioned in all of the different documents. And we can drill into various different aspects of that search result and interrogate the data. Commonly used reports, finance menu are all accessible there. In a balance sheet, for instance. You can see roughly how the system is responding based on the cloud, exactly as we would have expected for a traditional on-premise deployment. Printing, etc., is managed in the same way. So a printer would be listed here, and again, we can print down to local items, print down to local devices. So again, we can see the general responsiveness. If we were to launch into an Explorer, for instance, if we were on our desktop, we can again see the various applications working through. For the purposes of this, I'm not sure we have Microsoft Office loaded. I don't think we do, but we can tailor the application set for every different environment, depending on the requirements. So back into SAP Business One, again we can navigate the general functions and menus quite quickly and look through our different items. So all of that is responding reasonably well. So if I close down SAP, exit the application, and then simply log out the cloud session. That essentially has secured the session and closed that session off. Going back to the presentation, I'd like to now open up the webinar to some questions and answers. If there are any, I'd be happy to do my best to answer them.